Are humans really assisting in abductions? And what part does our soul play in this? The visitors, the beings, often seem interested in our souls for some reason. So, what is that all about? Well, let's dive into that. So, get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so Barry Littleton, this gentleman here is an experiencer. He has a fascinating story to tell. Hopefully someday I'll get him on the channel and he can tell it. But also he hypnotically regresses other experiencers. And he did this one particular regression of these two experiencers. And the insights that we can glean from that, I think, could be really important because it really helps answer or address some really big questions that I've had in the research that I've done. I come across humans assisting in abductions a lot, government and military officials. Well, okay, so we'll dive into that, then we'll get into the soul stuff. So when Barry was regressing them and they got to the part where they were taken aboard the ship and they were seeing, these officials there, these humans, he wondered if this might be a screen memory of some sort. And he has techniques for getting past screen memories, so he did that. And sure enough, what these screen memories were hiding were beings. They weren't grays or anything. One was like a dog man, one was like a fish-like being. I think there were like three of them. And who knows if even those were accurate representations of what was actually there. Those could have been symbolic or representative in some way, or screen memories upon screen memory. Who knows? But the vibration that the abductees were getting from these beings was very positive. They were high vibe beings, and they were collecting DNA, sperm, as beings do to create hybrids. And these hybrids, they were told, were going to a different dimension or planet to live, and they were creating hybrids to go live on their planet for some reason. I don't understand that. So are humans really assisting in abductions? In how many cases where you get human-assisted abductions are those actually screen memories? That's an important question. That's an important question to resolve. Is the control group complicit in abductions? That's a huge question to resolve. And if it turns out that they're not complicit in abductions, well, that's pretty significant, right? So we need to address that. We need to understand that. We need to resolve that. This information that Barry is getting in this one particular encounter could be very significant. Now, I do think that in cases where abductees or contactees see humans interacting with the beings, that may be different. Because these two individuals that Barry regressed, they were only seeing humans. They weren't humans, apparently. But in cases where people are not only seeing humans, but they're seeing humans interacting with beings, those are probably not screen memories, because otherwise they would probably all look like humans. They would be screen memories of humans. It wouldn't make much sense to have a screen memory of some of the individuals there, but not all of them. So I don't think the control group is off the hook for abductions, but it's interesting, and I think it's definitely food for thought. Okay, so then it gets into the soul stuff. Now, I've come across in my research on abductions various times where beings seem to be investigating the soul and the consciousness, doing experiments and procedures in consciousness in the soul. And why are they so interested? In this particular experience, one gentleman, they were actually taking his soul out of his body and doing experiments to see how far they could bring his soul out of his body. And they seemed very interested in love. And that may tie into all of this. So they didn't seem capable of love in the same way that humans are. Barry says it's not like they were incapable of love, but it was a different way. We're capable of a much stronger form of love than they are, which again is something you get from many experiencer accounts. It's kind of alarming. You would hope that we were dealing with higher beings that were loving beings, right? And some of them may very well be and probably are, but some of them may not be, and they are very interested in love. And that might also explain why they're so interested in the soul. They were interested in, where we go when we die. That's one thing that they look at. That seems to have been something they looked at in this case. So where we go when we die, the other side, the higher dimensions, wherever that is, whatever that means to you. All I know is from my own research. I've had some interesting experiences, but I've never gone to the other side. I did have one out-of-body experience where I think I went to the loading chamber of reality, the black void. I was so excited to have an out-of-body experience. I was finally going to see some stuff, and it was the black void. So, next time, guys. I think if I had just stayed cool and, just realized where I was and then manifested where I wanted to be, things could have been different. I'm going to try that next time. Okay, but yeah, moving on. So, if you study near-death experiences, what you get is love. People go to these higher dimensions, these different states of being, the other side, heaven, whatever you want to call it. And they are bathed in this divine love. It's this really amazing sensation, apparently. And, people don't want to come back. They love their kids. They love their spouses with a very strong love. But the love they feel on the other side surpasses all of that, by leaps and bounds. And so that love seems like a key part of the other side. The divine, is that source love, whatever you want to call it. It seems like a key part of it, right? So if the beings aren't able to feel love like we do, does that mean they are less connected to source or the divine or those states of being, those dimensions than we are? Now, they seem like they may have been other dimensional beings, so you would think maybe they would have access to that stuff. But maybe their level only goes so high. They can't go beyond a certain dimension or whatever, vibration or frequency or density, whatever. Maybe they can't go beyond a certain point. Whereas we, although we're more limited here in 3D or 4D with time, maybe we have access through our consciousness and our soul and our higher selves with higher states of being than they do. Isn't that intriguing? Isn't that an intriguing thought? Because this does come up again and again in the research. This idea that the beings are experimenting with souls and trying to figure it out and where we go when we die and that they don't have love. And this regression from Barry really ties a lot of this together. And I really wanted to bring that to you and get your thoughts on all of that, because I think that both of those issues, whether there are human-assisted abductions and also what the beings are doing in relation to consciousness and souls, is very significant, guys. I think that's a very important stuff to understand, to wrap our heads around. To go forward, it'd be nice to know what these guys are up to, who they are, of course, is the control group helping them in any way. So, but let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss anything. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.